Hey, did Superman fail? I'm on Luis Fernando's Twitter page where he covers this stuff. As I projected, Superman crossed the 550 million mark at global box office. Yada yada blah blah blah. 600 million is locked, and it's eyeing a 640 to a 680 global run. Beautiful GIF there. I'm gonna keep it on the GIF there. What about Supergirl? What about the rest of DC? What about Peacemaker, Lanterns? What about all that stuff? I remember reading just earlier this week that Fantastic Four, they got like 170 million just off of putting Fantastic Four on cereal boxes and Zillow website and all these different types of places where you can brand collaborate. I'm sure Superman also got like $100 million because there's a new Superman Reebok shoes. There's a new Superman on the shampoo for kids. I'm sure it's all over the place too. And they got their cool little 100 million just off of those. Toy sales and merchandising, for sure. T-shirts, Mrs. Terrific, statues. I'm sure all of it exists. All of the sources of revenue that are not featured in the box office exist. But the box office is a great measure of interest, and it's public. And when I see that it's grossing 640 to 680, let's say 660, when it's going to finish off with 660, currently it's at 550 something. Damn, is that really that good? That's how Iron Man got started. Iron Man got started with a good little number like that. But that was a different time, and things are more expensive, and so the inflation costs have to be considered. I don't think this was the hit it needed to be. I don't think it's enough for them to say, boom, we're going to push the red button and stop. James Gunn, you are ruining things. Like, I think that's the case if this thing grosses something in the 400 millions. But that's sweet spot. Right now it's at 550. It'll hit 600. That, like, a gray area of, okay, we can't call this thing a success. We can't call this thing a failure either. It's just enough to go, did we like the movie? And I think his bosses, James Gunn and Peter Safran's boss, David Zaz, has to ask himself, do I like the movie? Do I think it's going to work? Do I think that there was so many problems that people aren't going to show up? They got to ask what Disney should have asked when Lion King came out with a real life animated lions. They should have asked themselves, oh, no one really likes this photorealistic stuff. Should it be in December? Mufasa made about half of what the first Lion King from 2019 made. They should have asked themselves, we made some money here, 600 million with Superman, but is it enough? And I don't think there's a clear answer to that. I liked the movie. I see this guy turning around and shooting all of these Doom or Lex Luger's, what are they called? He's shooting them. It looks beautiful. I liked the movie because it was light and it was fun. I saw the Mr. Terrific superhero also. Terrific did a good job. Lois Lane was greatly casted. Lex Luthor was greatly casted. This was a fun movie. It exceeded. It relieves my expectations. I was always hoping for the best for this movie and for the cast, what they could do, and they brought it. I'm just worried and concerned if it wasn't enough, because it's in the 660s territories, is where its global run will come to an end. And I'd like something like 800 to 900 million of a no doubt about it success. It said that China didn't show up. It said that China has stopped showing up. They're not going to be in many theaters next weekend, and they're pulling them out. Oh, like on the second weekend, actually, is what I read. That's a problem, bro, because a lot of times movies are made for China. There are themes in there that will translate well in China, and so that's why they put things in the movie like that. But now that we don't have that, does that mean better movies or movies catered more to the English-speaking audience? I gotta ask myself these questions. What does the second go-around look like? You know, Deadpool and Wolverine, I don't think that's very, like, let's cater to the Chinese audience. I think all of Ryan Reynolds' jokes, wisecracks, and ADR revoicing over, and some of the late things he would add to the movie because his mouth is covered for the whole movie. He can do that. I think that, like, it satisfied me, the English-speaking audience, a lot. Ryan Reynolds, great stuff. I hope he gets a X-Force movie that he's pitching, or Deadpool 4, or whatever he wants to do. Money well spent, money well invested in. Especially when you're doing 4 movies a year in 2028. Give one to Ryan Reynolds. I think I lost my train of thought. China? Was I at China? So when the Chinese box office isn't what it used to be, and people are saying that there's no more, that we've lost them. They've used the American film industry to prop up theirs, and now we don't need it anymore because they got like Neza 2 and Neza 3 and some of their other popular. Good for them. But I don't think that it's true. I think that as soon as you see Avengers Doomsday in China, go look up what Infinity War and Endgame was making. If you can make $600 million off an Avengers title, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars will be just fine. They're going to make a cool... I would like to think they can easily make $300 million or $400 million in China with the title Avengers. But they also see what we see. And if there's no major Avengers stars, and if there's a few of them, Thor, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, they don't have Black Panther, they don't have Iron Man, they don't have Captain America. They're not advertising. So there's 3 of them. Maybe that's why it'll only make half of what the first Avengers, the last Avengers did in Avengers Endgame. It's sticky, but that's just box office talk for you. I've rambled long enough. Do you think Superman is a success? Chill out.